Joining me now, former Governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin. Welcome, Governor.
Thank you so much, Judge.
All right. Now, Governor, you have yet to endorse anyone. Did watching this forum this evening cause you to make a decision?
No, I want to help the cause, not hurt the cause, and I recognize that if my name is attached to a person or a cause or a position, a lot of controversy seems to ensue with that attachment. So at this point, still, I'm vetting candidates like everybody else, and with the intention of helping the next president of the United States get elected versus hurting the guy with a lot of controversy attached.
So are you saying that you're going to hold off your endorsement until there actually is a candidate, Republican candidate?
I'm going to continue to vet along with 60–70% of Americans who still haven't made up their mind. We're going to tune into debates and forums along with just living life, running businesses, running kids around, keeping the fires burning at home, in addition to trying to stay in tune with what the issues of the days are that our candidates are talking about in order to choose that best person to come up against Barack Obama and what he has done to this country so that we can get the country back on the right track.
All right, then. Did anyone surprise you this evening?
No, I don't think that there were a lot of surprises. No, they were a little bit caught off guard, I believe, Newt Gingrich was when he was booed by some folks in the audience when he brought up Bain Capital and free markets and job creation claims, which is a little bit of a shame, Judge, because we can't take a page out of Obama's playbook. What happens when you bring up anything about Obama's record? And this has been going on for about 4 years now. You bring up something about his record, you're automatically shut up and cut off by being accused of being a racist just by asking about his record. Well, GOP, let's not do that. No question should be censored, should be banned. No topic should be off the table. Let's talk about job creation claims by a candidate and get to the bottom of it. And the candidate who is being accused of maybe not creating all the jobs that they had claimed, well, he can capitalize on it and he can explain what his record is. It's very important that all issues are on the table, especially the issues of jobs. And I'm a free market capitalist, and I understand how the private sector works and how jobs are created and that cycle of creative destruction. Some businesses fail, some succeed, some jobs are created, some move into other areas. We have to be able to talk about this because I guarantee you Barack Obama is going to seize with his billion-dollar campaign. He's going to seize on the issue of job creation claims made by all the candidates, and he's going to spin it into something quite negative and hurtful to the GOP. Let's talk about it now. Let's vet it. Let's get it out there. Let's have some answers.
With all due respect, Governor, wasn't the booing about the fact that Newt Gingrich violated the very rules of the forum by mentioning by name another candidate, which he was prohibited from doing clearly by Governor Huckabee when the forum began, that by his violating the rules and criticizing by name another candidate, that not only did the Governor Huckabee have to interfere, but the audience didn't like it either. It wasn't about free capitalism. It was about criticizing Mitt Romney.
I don't know, because I didn't tune in at the very beginning to hear what the rules were. And here's the deal, Judge. I think I'm a good kind of microcosm as a person, reflecting what the rest of America is thinking right now as we go through this primary debate process. We are busy people. We do have businesses to run, and we have families to raise, and a lot's going on in this country. So when we do have opportunity to hear what the candidates are trying to tell us, how they're trying to sell themselves as being the best person to be able to defeat Barack Obama, we want to make sure that these candidates are concise, that they're sharp, that they have solutions, that they're not just throwing out sound bites. And that's what I'm seeking as I tune into these forums and debates. Now, a particular rule like that, where I guess a name wasn't supposed to be mentioned in a negative light in the forum, I'm not aware of. I don't know how all of that works. Again, because, I'm busy along with everybody else, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of this entire debate process. Who is it best who can undo what Obama has done to this country? What he has done, Judge, and this is the most important thing to remember, he has allowed, for one, our debt to GDP ratio to become 100%. Our debt is equal to our entire economic output now in this country. That's a scary thing. That's something that leads to insolvency in a country, obviously. We have to undo that. Who's the candidate who can undo that and put us back on the right track? That's why we're tuning into these issues.
We're coming back with Governor Palin in a minute. Who does she think will win in South Carolina? We're back with Sarah Palin, former governor of Alaska. Now, former Governor Romney said earlier this week that a lot of the attacks on him are rooted in envy because he's rich and successful. Do you think that this presidential election is going to be all about class warfare?
Well, President Obama would like this election cycle to be about class warfare, and I think that that's quite unfortunate. It's a distraction, the issue is, because it's not rooted in reality. I don't think most Americans are envious of those who have succeeded and expected and received reward for their strong work ethic and for good decisions. I don't sense in my own life and my surroundings that envy of people who have succeeded. No, but President Obama and his billion-dollar campaign machine would certainly like to perpetuate that myth that this is all about class warfare. We've already seen him begin that in probably the last 9 or 10 months. He's really seized on it.
All right. And today, Governor, there was a group of evangelicals who met in Texas who decided that they were going to throw their support behind Rick Santorum. Do you think that this is going to have an impact on the Republican nominee?
I think it's a strong message of support, yes, for Rick Santorum, and you know, I congratulate Rick Santorum for garnering that support from these evangelicals. Heading into South Carolina, by the way, there are a lot of value voters there, so he who would have the reputation and the record proving that they've been very consistent on pro-life issues and traditional definition of marriage should do well in South Carolina. But having said that, recognizing that value voters and social issues are very important in this election cycle, and they're in South Carolina, jobs are still the #1 issue that are on people's minds because there are so many people losing their homes, losing their jobs, not being able to expand their businesses, and knowing that President Obama, having borrowed $5 trillion more than when he had come into office, our debt is increasing so rapidly, $5 trillion more, and yet there are fewer jobs today than when Obama took power. That's quite unfortunate, and jobs, the economy, I think are an even more driving force in this election cycle. There in South Carolina, it's a reflection of the rest of the country where about 70% of job creators and employers are small businesses. These small businesses need certainty so that they know that they can expand, that they can invest more of what they earn in order to grow their businesses and hire more people. We don't have that certainty under Barack Obama. We have debt. We have unemployment numbers that are atrocious. We have a housing market that is still in the tank. Nothing's getting better under Barack Obama, and people there in South Carolina realize that. They know that in order for job creators to be able to prosper and to be able to share opportunity for more prosperity, we need that certainty coming from the federal government. That can only happen with tax cuts, with government shrinking, becoming smaller, smarter, not enlarging itself and taking over more of our lives via excessive regulations and more burdens on us.
And Governor,
we're not going to get anything positive out of Barack Obama.
Who do you think is going to win in South Carolina?
I honestly don't know, Judge, because the value voters will come out very strong there, probably more so a reflection of value votes than perhaps we saw in North Carolina, in New Hampshire, I'm sorry. But I can't predict who's going to win. Don't know.
All right. Rick Santorum selling sweater vests. Will you buy one?
He's selling his sweater vest. Well, I hope that the money's going to charity, and if the money's going to charity, maybe some girls' athletic program or something that I really believe in. Heck yeah, I'd bid on a vest. I'd buy one and hopefully the proceeds would go to something charitable that's worthy.
All right, Governor, always good to have you on with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll have the latest.